welcome. Hello, hello. Welcome to Therapy of the Absurd. How's everybody doing? Yes.
Yes. Happy Thursday. Dana's still muted, so we gotta unmute Dana.
Okay,
How you
There you
doing,
go.
Dana?
I'm
Yeah,
okay.
you're on now.
You're
Does
good.
it sound okay?
Oh yes. Oh
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
For those of you who watched the whole countdown, that's the first time we did it, so we had some audio issues in there. We'll try to figure that out before the next time because some of that static was gross. So uh, that was not intended.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Let us
like
know
a
in the
fart during a
comments
wedding.
if you guys like it.
It will be very hard to reproduce if they do. Yeah, we love it. Give us some gross stuff.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
All right.
Anyway,
So,
how's everyone doing today? Do you guys
Yes.
have any
How was
good week?
everybody's day? How's everybody's week?
it's pretty good. I had to do a sleep study from home, and I've never had a harder time sleeping in my
What? What do
life.
you mean?
Oh, just to check if I, develop sleep apnea in my older age. And, basically they're testing me to see if I need to put on that Bane
Was it a
mask every.
performance issue?
What's that? No, only if you don't like snoring at night. Yes.
Well, then,
But it started with insomnia, and they said, well, go take this sleep study. So they send you home with a box. You tie it to your chest. You strap it to your chest. You shove things up your nose. And then they say, now sleep. Okay. And I sleep on my stomach because I'm a weirdo and I want to be, prison ready to be a good bottom bitch. And so, I'm trying to sleep on my side. My knee is there the whole time. So they said, oh, well, we've gotten enough, footage or something. Or we've got enough, what's it called? Yes, Anthony, from home. That's when I had to do it. But yeah, I did it, and these tubes up my nose, trying to sleep. My cat still comes up to me, looks at me funny, but still sleeps in front of my face like she likes to. Maybe that's where the sleep problems come from. So that was a weird part of my week. Very odd. Anybody else have some oddness in their week?
Anybody want to go? Or?
I'm still in Virginia. I'm still in Virginia, so I'm getting used to the 3-hour time difference. But it's weird though, right? I'm here because I'm taking care of family who unfortunately had COVID, and it's so crazy. We can actually eat inside restaurants here. Okay, like you're totally okay with eating inside restaurants. And here's the crazier part. I know more people who had COVID here than in LA. Like in LA, it's someone's relative. Here, I know the exact people who had COVID, and it's multiple. It's so scary how many people I know that have had COVID here in Virginia that are nowhere. So, and they're so lenient here, so it's a little scary. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of thankful how tight LA is in reference to it, but my family was in the ICU. Like, they were breathing, and right now they tested negative for COVID. They no longer have it, thankfully, but the repercussions are so bad. Like, they have serious breathing issues, and who knows what's going to happen within the next couple of months. So, you thought asthma was bad.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't had to sleep with a respirator in. That would have been worse. So.
Oh yeah. That's brutal. Did you want to go next, Dana?
I've just been a cool week. Lots of I'm trying to think, was there anything odd? No, like we got a computer repaired, and so like I'm actually on it, so I'm excited. We put it in the shop like back in June, and everything is all good, and so I'm excited to have this machine back. Just trying to check it out. But I will say that yesterday, like the places, and you'd have to live here in LA to even care about this. So it's at Santa Monica and Highland, which is not quite all the way into Hollywood. It's in that direction. And I live in the mid-city area, so I live past Olympic Pico La Brea all the way down to Venice. And when I left the spot where we got the computer, where I picked up the computer, I just was like, I was like, I think I can walk all the way home. I think I can walk all the way from here at Highland and Santa Monica all the way to Venice and Washington. And I made like one quick stop at like Creation Juice to try out like, you know, a great press juice. And I did it. I walked all the way from, you know, from there. And it was like a solid hour walk. Like I wasn't trying to jog or anything. It wasn't, you know, but it was a solid hour walk. I got about 11,000 steps, like just actually like 10,996 steps. And so I don't know, it honestly just felt good. Of course, then today I have under 2,000 steps because I haven't been able to leave the house for, you know, work and all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't say anything odd, but it was refreshing to get a nice long walk in. Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, you went somewhere that gives me a new euphemism. I'm going to start using the term creation juice.
Okay.
Ay, ay, ay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Stefan, you still having adventures in homeschooling?
I bet you. Oh, Jesus, man. No, I literally feel like I'm turning into Jack Torrance from The Shining. I'm having isolation issues. What is it all? What is it? All work and no fun makes Stefan a dull boy. You know, I don't know, man. It is starting.
Like, I have to ask you, Stefan, because I hear a lot of parents complaining about homeschooling. Like, what if you could name the thing that makes it so difficult? Like, what is it? Because I mean, I just hear so many different things, and like one of the actual regrets that I have was that I did not homeschool my son for at least like up to, I don't know, at least up to second or third grade. Like I wish I had homeschooled. I really do.
Well, I will say this. I'm happy she's home safe and she's not having to worry about other little kids with legit cooties, right? Not fake cooties now, real cooties. So I'm happy about that.
Right.
But if school and coronavirus were not, or excuse me, if coronavirus wasn't around, she'd be in school.
Right, but I'm saying, what makes it hard for you? Like,
she
I
would
get
not be home.
Like, no, I get all of that, but like, can you like narrow in on?
Oh, okay. Well, what's hard for me? Well, I'm a night owl, and I'm a horrible. I know I need to go to bed earlier. I'm a night owl. I'm a vampire, a creature of the night. And you know, that's just when, you know, mama's asleep, she's asleep. I can just right, and then I can watch my shows without interruption. You know, because if I try to watch the shows in the day, daddy, I'm hungry. What? You're hungry? Get out of here! No, I'm just playing. So I feed, I'll feed her. I'll cook. I don't tell her to leave.
Right.
But you were hungry last week.
Yeah, you were hungry last week. What? You mean you eat? You want food again?
Okay. Aside from all of that, like, is there something? I guess maybe I'll ask.
It's just the isolation. It's the isolation. A lot of it's the isolation because since March, if it's not the store, I haven't gone anywhere. I've just been in here.
Okay, right, but like, so then, so I guess I'm trying to get an understanding.
Oh, sorry, I'm not.
Like, no. Like when parents complain about homeschool, like I had one mom to talk about it feeling a certain way because when she tries to help her child, he like would prefer help from the teacher. Like, but is there like something about the subject matter? Like, not all of those things I do get, but I'm just saying all that stuff aside, is there like a pain point when you sit down or any, to work with your child? Like, what's the pain?
I would say the thing that well, before I complain about the stuff I don't like, because that's the easiest part. For me, the thing I do like is if she has a question, she gets direct attention. And so she doesn't get frustrated and upset when she has a question and there's like 30 other kids and she doesn't get her question answered, which is something that used to drive her nuts in regular school. So now her mommy and I can basically, I don't understand this. And she immediately gets what it is she needs to understand it, where she wasn't getting that before. And we would just have to kind of accept it because, I mean, what can you do? There's 30 other kids. They need to be there too.
Okay, that's dope, Stefan. But like, okay, but when you say, "Oh, I got a homeschool," like, so what you're telling me is that it has nothing to do. Your complaints about homeschool have nothing to do with educating the child. It's like everything around it. Like,
it's more around it. I don't hate homeschool. It's just me missing the ability to drop her off. Honestly, I'll tell you the three things I miss the most. There's more than that, but I'll tell you the three things I miss the most.
Okay,
dropping her off at school and going to have a quiet 15 to 30-minute breakfast. Okay.
That
shit is priceless. That's number one. Number two, I have gained so much corona weight, even though we've bought these reasonable cheap exercise machines, and I still got this G Fuel shit that I pre-workout that I drink that helps me, kind of try to
Mhm.
build my 40-year-old guns, my saggy guns. I miss going to the gym and having that communication with the person at the counter, going to hit the machines I like, going to do the extensive cycling. That was 2 hours of my day, whether it be morning or night. I could just be like, you know what, today was a hard day. I could just hit the gym and not even worry about it. Now, I ain't trying to go to no damn gym. And then the third thing I would say I miss the most is the ability where if this wasn't going on, we all would have met in person and we could actually go and do open mics at actual places and converse and network with physical people. The fact that we don't have that physically, right? And then if you already have any problems in the household, everybody can understand this tremendously, whether it's with immediate family, it's with your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever it be. And you're in that space since March, only leaving for the grocery store and coming back home. If you had any problems before coronavirus, now they've been amplified because you're in the same space. Well, I mean, what are you gonna do? One's gonna go to the bedroom, you're gonna be in the living room, and you're just gonna have a text war. You suck. No, you suck. No, you suck. Hey, give me a coffee. Okay. I mean, like, what are you gonna do?
My
you
kids
know.
are
All right,
loving it right now because they
I'm
have
gonna
less
give you
school
this.
hours.
Okay.
Okay, like so literally you don't hate homeschool, you hate everything else. I got
I
it. Okay, okay.
the things around it.
Right,
You
right,
know, the
right,
things
right.
around
Okay,
it. You
okay. Like,
know.
'cause I guess I hear it so
All
much,
right.
and I was just curious. Anyway.
Oh yeah, no problem. We're gonna say Stacy. Sorry.
Okay. I babysat yesterday
Ooh, man.
5 of my nieces and nephews. Okay. 5, and
No
2 were
thanks.
doing the online school program. Every desire of wanting to have a baby was destroyed yesterday. I have never ever wanted more than to snort a line of birth control in my life, okay? It's God. That baby desire is God. I don't know how
Oh
you do
yeah.
it. Like I didn't understand it. Like online school for these kids were 30-minute sessions on Zoom and then 2-hour breaks in between for another 30 minutes and then a 3-hour break. And I'm like, how is this school?
Well,
Like,
and that's the
I
thing.
don't know. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
No,
this
yeah.
again.
The
I'm
the
not.
the thing, the thing my daughter is in. She has an awesome teacher named Mrs. Thues, really sweet lady, and I mean, she must have the patience of the gods because, okay, so and so, can you please hit the talk button to share your answer? And then 10 seconds go by. Are you there? Can somebody? Okay, hit your camera, please. Hit your camera, because she's got to make sure they're at least sitting there. If you're not going to answer, you got to at least be sitting there.
Right.
But it's not
Teacher, I
mandatory.
have an answer.
I'm
Fuck the police.
Hey, I stand with you on that statement.
I'm pretty
Actually, not
sure
in a
at
joke.
some point one
What was that, Stacey? What was
I'm
the
pretty
last
sure
part?
at one point one of the teachers probably went to my niece or nephew and be like, "Can you mute yourself because they heard me screaming in the background?"
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. I love our Ronnie had a
Oh,
great
sorry.
comment. It's okay. There was never any parenting training. I know I'm not dumb. So yeah. Oh wait. Okay. So yeah, I'm figuring it out. I couldn't imagine any. I couldn't imagine other parents less tech savvy. Like and so and that's actually what I was just looking for. I was looking for the person who is like having issues around homeschool because it's different everywhere. Like that's an
Oh,
interesting schedule, Stacey. Like here, most folks that because I'm still tutoring, I'm still teaching chess. The board is gone, but I'm still teaching chess, and everybody's pretty much like we're in school till 2, and can we schedule chess after that, or whatever. Or we're or like my girlfriend's little boy is in kinder. So he's in school till 1, like so or whatever with these breaks. And so I was just, like I said, everybody's different. Or whatever. Because I just think homeschooling, like I said, I hate that in a different time. That's not what I did.
and
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but
That's
but that said, even when
I
I
have
would have
so much
wanted to do it,
appreciation towards you guys.
we didn't, we didn't. When he was that age, obviously we didn't have Zoom. It wouldn't have been as convenient. It's been around because people have been doing computer based stuff, but it's kind of a freewheeling. The one reason I guess I wasn't is freewheeling. Like kids just do the assignments and submit, and it goes in, like it's it's not as structured, and now there's it's obviously way more structured than, because you've got the nation.
Oh yeah.
Well, the nation, I'm sorry, except for Mississippi, Georgia, and wherever else they let kids go to school. So I wouldn't say you've got the nation homeschooling.
Yeah, you have there's a couple, but the thing that I like Ronnie's statement with the if for parents who don't understand Zoom, and thankfully a lot of us have been doing the comedy stuff, so we got Zoom. I mean, we may not
Right,
have it
right.
perfect, but we got it. But her learning thing that she's on with this teacher is I speak a lot of French, so forgive it, but fucking weird. I don't quite, I understand now to hit the talk button. I understand now to hit the camera button, or she can auto turn them on, right? Forcefully, she has to. And I feel bad for the kids where you can tell that they're in a household, and I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but where it might be pretty abusive, if you will.
Uh-huh.
Because there's stuff that I've heard. I'm like, whoa, they didn't mute their mic. That's pretty nuts.
Wow, that's tough. That's tough. And we're so past the schedule, but I was just curious.
I'm a yelling dad, so I might be one of those people you're muting.
Okay.
Oh no! Like
Yeah.
that's not even just yelling, dude. There's others. I won't even say it on air, but there's just really bizarre.
You want to
like-
go in the
like-
basement again with the fish?
Yeah, pretty much. Like there
Like-
are some stuff that you would think people would mute their mic, or maybe it's good they don't, so the teacher can report them. I don't know.
Well, here's what we should do. We should also give them, and I'm sorry everybody that's hearing a little bit of background noise. I don't know where that's coming from today. So there's some background noise, like there's a TV in one of our rooms, and I have no idea where it is. So anyways, what's it called? We should give the kids this assignment: funny ways to replace war, which is what we're going to talk about today. All right. So war is a horrible thing. People get killed because that's bad. Unless they're psychos, then it's okay.
Right.
And it's okay when we send the psychos, but when they're not psychos, we don't want them to get killed. So we think there's better ways to replace war, such as a Russian-style slap contest where steroids are allowed, because you got to get the scientists involved. Now, what do you guys think about that? A Russian-style slapping contest. If you haven't seen it, they stand at the table,
it's amazing.
they slap each other, but we can't just have it based on brawn. You have to bring in the brains of your country as well. And you got to let the scientists build the best steroids so they're the best slappers. I mean, Popeye arm guys. Wham!
Oh, dude, those videos are off the chain. I'm going to tell you, dude. When that one dude, one of the champions, he hits you. You like your eyes. I'm not joking. I know Dan knows. It rolls in the back of your head, dude. These guys just look like they're about to, the lights are going to go out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think a slapping contest sounds pretty much as dark as what we do now, which is line up guns and formations in other countries and and start shooting and or dropping bombs and running tanks. So the slapping contest honestly sounds like it might lead to less injury, and because we have this country where we are not taking care of our veterans very well. So I think that we should have chess contests. This is what I honestly think. I think there should be chess. And what I think is we should pretty much do it kind of like the Sweet 16 and then down to the Final Four, right? Because I was just I was kind of examining World War II, and I was also looking at the Gulf War in 91. The war broke out in 90, but then I believe we got involved a little later in 91, but it didn't go for a very long time. I was in college at the time, so I had friends who actually had to leave college and go to Kuwait, and had to go and be a part of that. But that said, I think what we should do is, initially I thought we should have the children of the nations playing chess, right? Because there was also, if you guys remember in world history, there was the Children's Crusade. And you even think about civil rights and the way that Martin Luther King kind of designed things. A lot of it was very strategic to have young people involved. But here, the Kuwait war cost in the billions. So if we're doing chess tournaments across the country, so what we're doing in the States is we're we're doing kind of regional wide tournaments to put our best of the best, and there's kind of so there's Sweet 16s everywhere. And then when you get down to the places where the ultimate conflict is, because even looking at the Gulf War, because war gets so complex. The Gulf War was everybody invades Kuwait, and then like coalitions of like 35 other nations. So I'm like, was it 35 nations against like one set of people? Like, how does this go? But I think if we involve the children, I think it will cost less money. I think you'll get a pure outcome. And it's just all about chess. And so what better game? You're actually mimicking war without the casualties, without the cost, and without the ego. So just my personal opinion, if we just involve, like even if you like go to the UN, but again, I think if we make it kind of like Sweet 16, like so you have in every country wherever that's involved. So let's just say it's North America against, say, Europe. So then over here, sorry about that, you guys, we got a bun going. You whittle down by region your best of the best, your final four teams here, chess teams, and then everybody does the same. Like so in Europe, let's just say wherever in Europe, I should do a better job of narrowing it down to like maybe some of the specific territories, United Kingdom or whatever. Then they narrow down to like their four, and then we just go head to head like the final four until we determine a champion. And that's just my thing. I think once we set the rules up, whoever wins. And I think that's just my personal opinion. I think it would be fun for all the chess people in the world. I also think Monopoly, because someone is out there going like chess, everybody doesn't play, like it's too much of a game, But anyway, we've got some great comments. Oh my gosh, a lot of people. Oh my God, we got a lot of great comments. You guys, this is fun. And Anthony, how do you say Anthony's last name? Anybody?
Virial. I think I messed it up. But
I want to because I'm not my
DJ events.
Yeah,
Anthony, you just want something that you can win. I've heard you spin, and you're damn good. So
right. So I think for me, chess. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay, so chess I think would be my idea because I think it's fun. I think it's let's see. But we need non-psychos in charge. That's true. Yeah. But I think, I don't know, like maybe we should let the kids run things. And thank you, Ronnie. Ronnie said that's a beautiful idea, but I don't know if Ronnie was referring to the slap contest or to chess. Ronnie, can you clarify what's a beautiful idea?
I'm Hispanic. I love.
You love what?
Oh, you want the smack thing?
I would, because I'm Hispanic and we always usually resort to violence or over dramatic tactics. And I would love an excuse to take off my earrings and fight with somebody for once. Like, I want to be like, let's do this. Now, will I win? Maybe not. But my tactic is sit on somebody and then pull their hair. Pull the hair. That is tactic, and then you slap them.
Okay.
Okay, so Ronnie and Torian both made jokes I was thinking of.
Those are interesting comments.
Well, Ronnie said the leaders pull out their dick, and then Torian goes, finally, Africa gets to win, which, hey, that's fair.
I don't know about that.
All leaders pull out their dick.
Don't take my advice.
And then finally, Africa wins. Hey, man. Hey, facts, bro, facts.
Well, we got some other idea. How about a viral video contest? Now, I know South Korea would be winning right now with Gangnam Style, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I think that's still the most viewed video on YouTube, right?
Mine would be like a consensual sex purge. That would be my solution.
Oh, consensual sex purge?
Consensual sex purge. It would not be forced. It'd be consensual. Damn it!
What are the nuns going to do?
These are
what they do all the time.
So it sounds like everybody. It comes down to sex and dicks. That's what it seems like. Like I don't know. Like and I'll just say this. Like in love. Like I'm kind of weirded out by the finally Africa gets to win comment on the dicks. Like 'cause I think that's pretty presumptive about a concept.
Like, hey.
And I'll just say this because we've, honestly, we've kind of fought this idea that's, where the prowess is. But okay, sure.
It's Well, I mean, the one that I think that isn't so funny, and this is just my one idea that's not going to be funny. I think that when a country calls going to war, I think what that means is the children and the grandchildren of the generals and the public officials have to be the first people on the front lines every time. That way, that there's a little bit of a catch-22. Do you really want to go to war? Because it's your kids going first before you push that button.
You say that, but in Georgia, they had ROTC troops that were sixth graders going out as part of the National Guard. When
I'm saying over 18. Yeah,
okay,
over 18.
okay, all right. So specify, because in some countries we got what we got. They got what they got, and so even in this country, interestingly enough, we were blown away by that news item a while ago that like 12-year-olds in ROTC were being brought out with the National Guard in Georgia to help with the protests. Like, what in the entire, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that, if this president calls a war, then Beavis and Butthead, Don Jr. and Eric have to go.
Right. Now, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah. Anybody else got another funny idea for?
Yeah, if you got to make someone's kids go before you, I think that would definitely make them think twice. I mean, that's just
Mm-hmm.
I guess the only other thing I could.
It didn't work in Mulan.
Right, I guess because it's fun. But I think it would. So it works both ways. You because what is that? The Hunger Games, but in the Hunger Games, they're just like fighting to the death, right? Like they're just where we've got children and whatever. But no, it would certainly slow down some thinking. So anyway, well, I'm all for chess.
Or just have the two leaders do a staring contest. Whoever blinks first loses. I don't know.
How about the first to get to the smallest wealth gap wins?
The what?
The first country to get to the smallest wealth gap between the poorest and richest people gets to win the war, and they get to say what happens in the world, because that's the country that should.
I'll say this for once. I actually agree with you, Dan. For once. I totally am down with that. Whoever gets to the smallest wealth gap, but the other thing is, who else has as wide a wealth gap? I guess everybody. I know that the States is, we're whack with ours, but I guess in other countries where there's,
Well, not right away. You call the war and you say everybody's got a year to fix your wealth gap, and whoever's got the smallest one at the end of the year, you get to run the world because you're doing it right.
Right. So within a year's time, I don't know that's brilliant. I'm down with that. I'm down.
The United States gonna lose.
Yeah.
We're so corporately run, man. Lower that gap. Yeah, I don't know.
We could do other things that are good for the earth, like best tasting plant-based meat substitute or green energy contest.
I love the green energy contest. I had a doctor's appointment by phone, and I have been a big disciple of Beyond Meat for a couple of years now, but I somehow overlooked that it had canola oil. I'm totally anti canola oil, anti, and I did not notice that it had it in there, and I've been eating it all the time. So I officially, other than what's left in my house, I will not be eating it. But I agree. But I do agree, whoever comes up with the best plant-based meat substitute and or green energy, I think that's another good way. That's another fun way.
Torrin says maybe go down the list. Each country gets to be king of the world for a month, and Zimbabwe is like shit.
What? I
don't even understand what that. What?
Explain the Zimbabwe thing really quick.
Yeah.
Please. That's funny.
So what's up, Stacey? You had an idea?
Okay. So just speaking of plant-based stuff, I accidentally dated a vegan last year. And we didn't work out, obviously, because I love meat and he is very against meat. He's very, very hardcore vegan. Okay, hardcore vegan. I didn't know. I found out until when I actually got to know him and made the choice. I was wrong. I should have never done that. And we broke up because of our lifestyles. And this year, he wished me a happy birthday last week. And he was like, "Happy birthday. I hope your wish was to become a vegan."
Oh, boy.
How would you guys feel if you got that from an ex?
Well,
I had to block their number.
Apparently, it would really raise your sense of self-importance. Anyone catching that? All right. I know some people in the audience got it.
Okay,
Although I'm supportive of veganism.
So we are going to play a video. We have our special guest is going to be coming up after the video. Her name is Kim Clevenger, comedian Kim Clevenger. Yay!
Woo!
So we're gonna play the video and then we're gonna bring her up. So here we go. Let's see here.
I dated a really young guy and bought an expensive luxury car. So I was a cougar and a jaguar. One night someone actually mistook me for his mother. It was a little awkward, but I guess I shouldn't have been breastfeeding him in public. You know, it happens, it happens.
Here we go. Kim Clevenger, how you doing? Welcome.
Hey guys,
Hey, Kim.
Woo, good to be here.
Yes, welcome.
This is a highbrow podcast. I'm going to have to up my political game. Hang out with you guys.
We are solving world problems through ignorance.
Yes. Well, Kim, I actually think that your political game is potentially up. You're a comedian, so you know.
I am. I'm also from Kansas City, and I am horrified that my hometown booed during the moment for racial equality when they kicked off the Chiefs game tonight. I was
Wow.
My hometown, the community, the family values, the barbecue, and apparently the racism. And the football.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Which hometown did you say again? It was
Kansas City. Kansas City Chiefs played tonight. Yeah.
Oh, Kansas City, Missouri.
Yes.
Ah, yeah. I know a little bit about Missouri, and racism is one of the things I know. Unfortunately, I have a couple friends or a couple family members that recently moved down there, and they tell us some things.
Yeah. Well, I left it all back home. LA has to claim me now.
Well, good. That's the good news. So Kim, how did you get your start in comedy? Well, first, I'm sorry. How long have you been a comic?
Yes.
I have been doing stand-up comedy for about a year and a half, but I started writing jokes in notebooks 25 years ago.
Wow. Nice.
Took me a little time to get to the game. You know, I always loved comedy, but I was a good girl. I was a daddy's girl. I didn't major in musical theater in college. I went to journalism school so I could get a real job. My dad is still waiting for me to move back to Kansas City and get a real job on the line at the Ford assembly plant, by the way. And then I got into casting when I got to LA 17 years ago, and I got on the other side of the industry, and I just stepped into it. I'm ready. I've got plenty to talk about at this stage in my life.
Nice. What who was the first person when you were growing up that you saw do stand-up comedy that that you found very interesting, or the first person you ever saw?
You know, the first stand-up comedy that is really emblazoned in my brain is Eddie Murphy, Delirious. You ain't got no ice cream. You ain't. It was so real. It was, and then Raw, like.
Oh yes.
An old school Saturday Night Live, Gilda Radner, like her characters and voices and songs, like, and John Belushi and Jane Curtin, Dan Aykroyd, like comedy icons that I grew up with.
Yeah.
Why are you all
think
dead people?
They are all dead. Drugs and comedy go together.
Well, wait a minute. Eddie Murphy's not dead.
No, Eddie Murphy's not. Well, we were talking about Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah. But before that, I mean, the minute you mention Eddie Murphy,
He was
I
an
think
SNL
of
cast member though.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
and the minute you mention him, I think of one of the first jokes I learned as a kid, which is, do you mind when you have shit in your hair? Which the bear with the rabbit. And I went around telling that to other adults and having them look at me. I'm like, what? It was funny. People laughed.
Ooh, no edit button from a very young age, Dan. I love that. I should have known.
Gets me in trouble.
Um,
Even here.
and then
That's
if
okay.
you had like a top 3 comics that might have influenced you, or even 2 more other than Eddie Murphy, were there like any 2 more that maybe you would say have an influence on your style or your approach?
You know, the women in comedy have really inspired me. You know, Wanda Sykes, Sarah Silverman, women who do not give a fuck and spoke their truth. And people were like, oh, ladies shouldn't cuss. And they just, the standards for women in comedy compared to men in comedy were night and day. And they were like, watch me, watch me go. And then they get a lot of social justice, you know, and equality for
Yeah.
women and racial equality in their message. And then Dave Chappelle, I mean, he's our modern day philosopher. He
Yes.
goes places no one else would dare,
Yeah.
and changes hearts and lives in a powerful way.
Oh yes,
Like,
I agree. I agree.
yeah, so those are my top 3 now. And Whitney
Uh,
Cummings, hardest working
oh,
woman in
Right.
comedy, and she has created her own opportunities
Whitney,
and built her little
honestly,
comedy
is one of the
empire.
most incredible comics.
who's
Yeah,
that,
and
Stacey?
she
Oh, sorry.
Whitney, did you say Whitney Cummings, Stacey?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying that Whitney, yeah.
mhm, she's
Sorry,
awesome.
I'm like breaking in and out, guys. I'm so sorry if I cut you off, but I just wanted to say Whitney is one of not Brittany. Whitney is one of the most comic friendly people that I've ever met. Free Brittany. I mean, but yeah, she's actually one of the nicest comics I've ever met. She really works out. Like you'll see her do her runs between the Comedy Store, Laugh Factory, Flappers. She will do her runs, and she is highly motivated to ensure that a joke
Mhm,
actually lands. I have so much respect for her.
Mhm.
me too.
Yeah. I saw her at the Improv, and I just kept thinking the whole time I was sitting there. I was like, "But isn't she like big famous?" Like,
Yeah.
we had gotten some friends had won
Yeah.
some tickets. I can't remember, and I can't remember who the actual headliner was that night. Says a lot, but I was struck by the fact, and at that time I wasn't even really like digging her, but I just knew who she was, and I was just like, "But she's big famous. She's not like,
Yeah.
you know." So yeah.
She
Oh
does
yeah.
not no, she doesn't care. She does her workouts at every single comedy location
I
she
respect that a
can
lot.
fit into. Like
Mhm.
she will last minute say, yes, I'll go ahead and do it. And she will go
Mhm.
out. She doesn't care if it's a room of only like 10. She will go over there and actually ensure that
Yeah.
her joke lands well. If it doesn't, oh, you got a bad night. But she is a fully dedicated comic, and I have so much respect for that woman.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Me
The
Yeah.
too.
rule, the rule I've always had in metal: play the same for 3 as you would for 3,000.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
what do your parents and friends think of you doing stand-up comedy, Kim?
So my dad and my brother are very conservative, like close to the vest with their emotions kind of people. And I think they were mortified at first. And when I was like 6 months in, I was going back to Kansas City, and Alonzo Bowden was playing the Kansas City
Ooh.
Comedy Club. And I called the club and I was like, hey, it's Kim Clevenger, comedian from LA. I'd love to do an opening set for Alonzo Bowden. And they're like, who the hell are you? And I sent him a tape and he said, do you have more than this? And I was like, no. And he called me the night before and booked me. And I sold 50 or 60 tickets. Like my whole high school showed up.
Wow.
So,
Great.
and I got to do an opening set for Alonzo Bowden, and it was
That's
awesome.
badass.
And,
Congrats.
But
who's
That's great.
my
He's brilliant. He's a brilliant comedian.
Oh, I love Alonzo Bowden, and he tackles, you know, social and political and racial issues with no apology in a really kind, loving way. Though he's a good dude. But my dad and my brother were in the front row, and I was like, God, do they have to put him in the front row? And I opened. I said, oh my God, every guy I gave a hand job in high school is here tonight. Thanks for coming, guys. Oh,
Voice.
and so is my family. I hope I don't say anything to embarrass them.
That is fantastic.
You're
Who do
very
you think?
handsy.
if you were chasing like the tail of some comedian who you admire, like meaning that didn't sound like I wanted to sound like, who do you think that you admire the most? Or you're like, I want to be in that lane, not have that spot, but that lane.
You know what? That's a very good question, because I've been in it a short time, and like in the classes I'm taking and the new material I'm writing, I'm really trying to find my voice and my identity. It's like, is it the recovery thing? Like I'm a recovering alcoholic and cocaine addict and a recovering compulsive overeater down 85 pounds. Like, is that my thing? You know, is it the old and hot thing? Like I never even tried to look good until I was, so old that I look like a spearmint rhino lunchtime stripper.
Aw.
Looks good in the low light and from a distance. So I'm finding my voice. I'm not political. I don't like to fight about politics.
Mm-hmm.
Like my whole family is about politics and religion, being
Right.
conservative people in the Midwest, and I'm tired of fighting about it. But just as far as being a woman stepping into my own, like saying what I mean, being who I am, not apologizing, loving myself, like I tried my whole life to be what I thought everybody else wanted me to be. And now at this age, I'm like, baby, this is it. This is me. So I'm working on it. I don't know. Dana, what do you think my lane is? You know me pretty well.
So I always like, there's two lanes I think of you, and I actually watched some more Marvelous Miss Maisel. So to me, you are both Rachel Brosnahan. You are both Miss Maisel, and you're still Maren Hinkle. You're still the manager. Like I feel like you've got like the kind of like the elbow of the manager, but then we cannot ever miss how beautiful you are and how great a tube of red lipstick looks on you, right? And this cascading hair, so you can't miss that. And so I feel like you are both Miss Maisel and her manager wrapped into one. Like you're the beauty and the wit, but then you're this grounded. The other night I watched the episode where she was trying to teach her manager how to swim. I laughed out loud because that character is so, she's afraid of water like I'm afraid of water, like in the kiddie pool, kicking for her life and screaming, like, stop, get me back, and with the kids laughing. So I see you being able to do like that. And even though I know these are obviously fictional characters in a world, that's still kind of the brand, though. I feel like, it's there.
You're my new PR department. And will you marry me? It's not going so well with the guys. You know what, Dana? Let's give it a go. I don't know.
Yes,
are you game?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's give it a
go. Let's see here. Do you have any advice for anybody that might be just starting out in comedy that you'd like to share?
Absolutely. You know what? Just do it. Just be you. Like, stop. We all try to figure out what's hot or what they want or what's going to get us the opportunity. Like, if you are authentically you, and this is coming from 17 years as a casting director too, just show up and be you in all your glory, warts and all. Like, tell it all, put it out there. Yeah, just let it rip, because there's no one else like you, period. And if we're trying to imitate someone else, we're always going to pale in comparison. And just lots of mic time, stage time, every opportunity to do an open mic, to do a show. I have friends that won't do Zoom shows. I've been Zooming my ass off, like just getting that stage time. Yes. and write some stuff, do some writers' rooms, run it by your friends, and feel the fear and fucking do it anyway. That's what I say. Just don't wait as long as I did. Do it now.
Do it now.
There you go, Dan. Right. Just go to
Yeah, I waited till I was 41 to start trying. So, and I started in the Zoom world, so I kind of like it. I don't need to leave my house. I don't need to wear pants.
Right. We can travel without traveling.
Use your own bathroom.
Right. Anthony Villarreal.
It's empty.
Anthony Villarreal wants to know, what do you think about Key and Peele? Kim, are you familiar with Key and Peele?
Yeah, I know Key and Peele. You know what? I love them. They're great. Like they've created their own projects. They've made their own lane, and they've also put a lot of people to color to work in comedy
Oh,
and in
yeah.
feature films, and it's about damn time, you know. Like,
Right.
it shouldn't be something that we're fighting for. We should all be represented all the time. I mean, for women, for, you know, everyone, all minorities, like
Oh, yeah.
my LGBTQ friends, like like we're all part of society. We should all be represented.
Contributing. Yeah, we should all have
Yeah.
the ability to contribute. I'd say my favorite sketch of theirs, really quick, is the racist zombies. I love that one, man. I really love that one. Damn, racist zombies.
I wish
I
I could catch more TV. But every skit that I've seen, like when they highlight them on Comedy Central on
Right.
YouTube, I put it on and I go, dude, that's another great one. Oh, it's another great one. Like everything I see from them is great. So eventually one day I'm gonna have to find whatever service is letting me binge watch it and just start watching their stuff. It's one of the best sketch comedies I've seen.
They,
Really
I think I think, you know, and it may, I'm not sure if what Anthony was getting at. Like, I think in addition to everything that you said so well stated, Kim, is that to me, they broaden the voice of a certain generation. Like the things that they're like I grew up on Carol Burnett sketch comedy. So, you know, you know, everybody else that's, you know, a different place on their walk won't know necessarily that, but they'll have Key and Peele. And I just think that what they did to further sketch comedy, just amazing. My favorite is The Substitute Teacher, where he's getting all the names wrong. I don't know if anybody has seen
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Aaron and
Oh, yeah.
Balaki.
I can't remember.
We have a Balaki in here? A
Aaron,
Balaki?
that's what it was.
Aaron, girl. That's my favorite right there. Aaron.
That's a movie, dude. They could just make a movie of that, and I'd feel like,
But
yeah.
and that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Communication through text
Right.
message, the way that you receive it.
Wait, say that again. You're breaking up just a little bit, Stacy. Uh-oh. And we froze.
Oh, I think
And
the native Virginians
She
got
froze
poor
looking
internet.
good though.
She
She
froze.
froze
Yeah.
looking good.
Looking
Yeah.
That
good.
never happens to me.
They chewed through your internet cable, Stacy. I'm sorry. They
Oh.
chewed through it.
You were saying, Stacey, it broke, it froze. You were talking about the sketch with texting, and I'm not familiar, but
Okay. Yeah, like I'm cutting in and out, guys. This is like the actual bad. My reception is so bad. It would be the perfect commercial for Sprint. Like, that's how bad my reception is right now. And there's like a storm on top of it with thunder and lightning. So I have bad reception and bad Wi-Fi that's going in and out. So I'm catching every fifth word. I don't know if you guys are seeing me cut in and out. So if I accidentally cut anybody off or I don't make sense, it's either the bad reception or my vodka. Thank you.
You're coming from the future.
and that's, oh my God, like it lets you say all of that, but it won't let you tell us which sketch you like, but it lets you say all of that, and then we still can't get what sketch you like.
There's either Key and or Peel behind a machine somewhere going, not that one, not that one,
Yeah.
not that one.
Wait, she's almost got it?
Right. There was a rumored movie on that Substitute Teacher, so I don't know. I don't know. That was a rumor and stuff, but like I just like smart comedy, and it's definitely that.
Kim, what would you do you have any advice for anybody who might want to be going into being a producer? Anything that you might want to be able to, or you'd be able to share?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Suiting up and showing up and being reliable is the first thing in the entertainment industry, no matter what you're doing.
Right.
Like 5 minutes early is on time. Do what you say you're going to do. And really any foot you can get in the door. Like if you start as a PA, packing stuff onto the set or dragging cables around, or as a casting assistant, answering the phone, like whatever you can do to get your foot in the door, and then just making a good impression. And if you know anybody that you have relationships with, call them and ask them if they're hiring. Like I didn't want to bother anybody when I was younger. And I mean, there's a polite way to do it. It's not, hey, I need you to do something for me. It's here's what I have to offer you. Here's my experience. Here's my work ethic. I'd love to be part of your team. And then learn as much as you can. Because if you learn on your way up, then when you get higher up, you know how to do everybody's job. And you should know how to do everybody's job if you're telling them what to do.
Wow.
Yeah, and you're more valuable too, right? If you know how to do
Absolutely.
I got a comedy question for Kim. Comedy question. So if someone called you tomorrow to book a tour, like living and dead, who would you dream of going on tour with? Like comedians, like so, like I mean, you could say like Lenny Bruce, Rodney Dangerfield, Wanda Sykes, Whitney Cummings, like. But I'm curious if there's any that and like it's not limited. So living or dead, who will be your top? We'll say top three. Give you some space. Top three.
I mean, like old school. My favorite philosopher is George Carlin. Like he was so far ahead of his time.
Right.
Freaking genius. And I actually got to see him once in Vegas, but it was when I was still drinking. So I had my head down on the table, like drunk off my ass the whole show. And after the show, I walked out, sat on a guy's lap and fell in love. Like that's the way I used to roll. So George Carlin, definitely. I mean, today, any of the women that I just talked about, Whitney, Tammy Jo Deering that does Bitch at the Comedy Store. I freaking love her and everybody that she books on her show. Like there are so many strong women. And Tiffany Haddish. I worked on Kids Say the Darndest Things, and I watched Tiffany Haddish host the show, work with small children, chit-chatting one-on-one, and then at the end of a 12 or 14-hour day, tape the opening monologue and the closing monologue that weren't her words. They were written by somebody else. And I watched her read the teleprompter, rewrite it in her mind, and nail it. I mean, she's hilarious, she's sexy, she's brilliant, and she is so good at what she does. Watching her do that, all
Girl
aspects of that show. Yeah,
Right.
she's.
In your personal opinion, Kim, do you think Tiffany took too long to blow up because she had been doing comedies and she was...
Did she take too long? That's the thing about rolling the dice in entertainment. Like, no matter how well trained you are, how talented you are, how much experience you are, how many people it's still like that magic sauce that you finally get your opportunity. And
Right.
I remember Harrison Ford saying, the only difference between him getting Star Wars and everybody else was his friends got on the bus and went back to Iowa, like
Wow.
they just didn't quit. And my casting director, Quint Strack, that I used to work with a lot, his two roommates were broke and struggling for years. And one of them is Octavia Spencer.
Wow.
Who's been nominated for a couple Academy Awards and won one, and his boyfriend Tate Taylor,
Wow.
who won an Academy Award for The Help. So, you never know. And they worked for years and years, and then finally the magic happened. So I think you just have to keep loving it and keep doing it and keep believing in yourself. Like if I don't believe in me, why the hell would anybody else?
Yeah,
Right.
facts.
Right.
Glory, hallelujah.
I love it.
They on Mobilize Us just did 2 days ago. Mobilize Us did a Zoom Where It Happens. This is their new thing. So they did a Zoom Where It Happens, where they did Golden Girls, but it was all Black actresses. So it was Tracee Ellis Ross, Regina King. Oh my gosh, I can see them, their faces. Lena Waithe was narrating. Alfre Woodard played Blanche, whatever. So, and I raised that because it was a very powerful, it was like a staged reading, but it was on Zoom, and apparently it crashed Zoom because people couldn't even get in. But is there a sitcom like of things that exist, not whatever, that you feel you would be like the perfect funny woman for? Like, the range is available. We could go back to the first Ellen show, or we could go to Maude, or we could go to even, the Bunker, Bunker
Three's
Family.
Company. Three's Company was my show growing up. I freaking love that show. Only I want to be dating both my roommates, the hot blonde and the guy that's acting like he's gay. I've had a few gay boyfriends. I haven't had any blonde girlfriends yet, but
total fun. But I see
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, like on Seinfeld. Oh my God, what a dream role!
Oh yeah, that's one of
Okay.
my favorite shows of all time. I
Yeah.
love Seinfeld.
That's
Freaking
a
awesome.
that's a good brand for
You know
you.
what?
Like the
I'm
role she
gonna
played
pitch in
in.
just saying.
Mhm.
No, I mean just going back into the Zoom thing about I was so excited about that. I was so into the idea of seeing Alfred and Tracy and all of them and Regina, and it turned out to be a table read, and I was actually really disappointed. They did a great job, but I wanted the finished product. I was so selfish. I'm like, I want the finished product. I would totally watch that. If that powerhouse was to in fact do a show, I would
Right.
have done it. I would have definitely watched Tune In. But table reads were not. No, I want to see a finished product. I was a little disappointed. I was expecting to actually see some type of segment, but
Uh,
definitely I think they had a bunch of viewers, right?
it did. It crashed. A lot of people couldn't get in. But somewhere I read it was going to be a table read, so I was just available for, whatever happened. That was just me personally. I was just available for whatever happened. But it was definitely it's the mix of politics and what we can do to speak to people of color. It was kind of like comedy for a cause, if you will. But because then they talked about the census and they went into this great dialogue about the census afterwards. But there was a thought I had that I wanted to, after you, Stacey, about Kim. Just the thought went away. I had, like, I'm looking at my notes and I can't figure out what I've scratched. So you're right, it'll come back. It'll come back, like,
You need
but
some magic juice.
and all I have is my tea in my 1-800 call an ancestor cup. That's all I got.
Yeah.
But
This used to have vodka in it, but if that were the case today, you'd be calling me in jail.
I do have so Kim, as someone who has been a casting person and now you're a stand-up, you see yourself come in as a comic to audition. What does Kim Clevenger, the casting director, say to Kim Clevenger, the comedian who comes in who's auditioning? I hate to beat up on sitcoms or single camera, whatever you want to say, but you come in and you read for some awesome role. What do you say to Kim Clevenger?
Fucking amazing job. I can't wait to book you for the role. That's what I say. Are you kidding me? It's so funny to be the casting director and now the talent, because I feel like I was worried, like I was stuck in the crack. Like, I want producers to take me seriously and hire me as a casting director, but I really, really want to be the talent. Now I don't care. Like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm just doing me, doing my thing. I'm a good casting director. I'm funny. I'm smart. I'll show up on time. Book me. Like, I don't know.
You're ready to do the work.
Kim Clevenger, the
Kim's
actor, the comedic actor, takes direction. Yeah. Well, it's taken me a few more decades than you have on you to build it, Stacey. Just go to rehab a few times, gain and lose 80 pounds a few times, date a whole bunch of assholes a few times, and you too can be me.
You know what? All right, I found a cheat. I go on Tinder in order to build my self-esteem. I'm like, all right, people are matching with me. I'm still got it. Thank you very much.
You do. You do, baby.
All right.
I had it, but I put it in a box somewhere and left it under the bed. And it was somewhere. You should have seen me in heels before. It was awesome.
Woo! I would pay to see that.
Made me walk like a velociraptor and sound like one too. Ow! Ow! Ow!
Visual.
You're like, ooh, I see that.
Luckily, that's one of the nicer visuals I put in people's heads. So, well,
all right.
Well, Kim,
So-
what have you got coming up next? What have you got? What do you want to say?
Kim's gonna stay with us and do Idiot of the Week.
well,
Oh.
before we do that, though, I think we were giving
Yes.
Kim a chance to promote whatever's coming up next.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
Yeah, you got. Yeah, I host the Pretty Funny Women mics on Friday nights. If you want to come, and you don't have to be a lady. You just can't be an asshole. Men and women, both welcome. It's a safe place to try out your new material. And then we're going to start, Lisa Sunset is going to start producing bi-weekly Pretty Funny Women, all female showcases again, like, she did at the Laugh Factory and the Comedy Store in the past on Zoom. We're all jumping on Zoom, and I'll be hosting, I'll be performing. So check out my Instagram at Comedy Clev, CLEV, like my name.
Yes. Yes.
100% vouch for that too. Love Lisa. 100%.
Yeah, she's helped so many women step into their power, find their voices, and love themselves and do this deal. She's awesome.
Yeah, both of you are alums. Stacey is an alum, Kim is an alum, and back in class. And I guess
you are too.
No, I am too. Oh my God,
You're an alum too.
Because our class just ended on Tuesday, so we're all pretty funny women. So yeah, so I just finished 6 weeks. What's our class was called? Blockbuster, right, Kim? I think
Blockbuster intermediate level.
Yeah.
Punch up.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Antonio. He said, great show, guys. Great seeing
Hello,
Kim.
Antonio.
We miss you.
Hey, baby.
So you guys be on the lookout for that. We'll maybe what we'll do in the coming weeks as part of the crawl is maybe throw up at Pretty Funny Women just to as a call as a literal callback to this night.
Yeah.
All that. So anyway, so Kim, they told you about the awesome segments we've got. So we've got an Idiot of the Week.
It's not me. That's awesome.
Right.
Unless you live in Brazil, possibly.
Are you ready for me to throw it up, Dan?
Not just yet. Let's get a little bit of an intro. So basically, our Idiot of the Week today comes from Rio de Janeiro during a Zoom call. Now let's throw that up. Couple caught having sex during Rio de Janeiro's council Zoom meeting. So this is beautiful, by the way. You can't really see that, so here, let's just show this. See them over there? It's okay to show on YouTube because it's blurry like Japanese genitalia. And so anyways, look at this guy, by the way. Doesn't this guy, this guy's got that look. He looks like an actor somewhere. Well, anyways, Patricia, as it seems, because I can see her name, was getting the hammer going on. This was happening during, because we could all make out from the blur what position that was.
What the dog are you talking about, sir?
Oh, what the dog, yes. So basically, a group in Rio de Janeiro leaders got an X-rated sideshow during a Zoom meeting about a school meals. One of the participants forgot to turn off his camera and began having sex in the background. That's weird. It said Patricia, according to a report. Maybe it's a male name in Brazil, and I just am an ignorant guy. It tends to happen. Remarkably, the 7 Brazilian counselors maintained their composure as the amorous couple got busy until staff member was seen sitting up on the bed with the woman. So they noticed, they took control, and they cut out their feed. But I guess the meeting on guaranteeing food for students during the pandemic kept going. Now, if they had an OnlyFans, they could have guaranteed enough food for the pandemic right then and there.
That's possible.
There's other images, by the way, just in case.
That guy looks like Mark Ruffalo a little bit. The one in the middle.
That's what it was. And this other guy looks like, I don't know, that guy that was in Johnny 5, but anyway.
Even the guy impersonating an Indian guy.
See this guy's reacting to it. He's like, ooh,
right.
And she seems to be reacting to it. And you can't. Oh, look, this guy called over a friend. Hey, watch this shit. See?
Check this out, bro.
The only one with a mask on.
They did it around the world. This is impressive. It was on for that long.
I think it was just bananas because apparently the meeting went on like another 4 to 6 hours after that ended. I'm just like, wait, are you how?
Who?
How do you where in your mind? I was
like that.
but I was participating in the movie and now I'm not, and I didn't turn off. It just when I saw it, I was still like, this is still unbelievable. Like, this is still.
I don't believe it. If you get more than 20 minutes, you've found God. I don't believe it.
Well, they didn't. Oh, I see. Oh, Lord, they didn't have sex for the whole 4 to 6 hours.
He's not a human.
Well, you know if
the meeting.
No, I don't believe it. Bullshit.
Well, no. They didn't.
If you get 30 minutes, I'm jealous.
No, they didn't bang the whole show.
Right, yeah,
the whole meeting. It is a show, but it,
Yeah, I just was remarking about the fact that basically they did their thing, they finished, and then the meeting just kept going. Like the meeting itself, not the two of them, but the meeting itself went on for another 4 to 6 hours. Like no one said, well, let's like stop and regroup, let's kind of reset, like nothing. Like they finished, they left, and the meeting just kept like we kept talking about this very, very, very important topic. Because like when I read the piece, it was interesting because that was what kind of the big deal was. Like we were talking about this serious topic, and we hope that our, the talk about the serious topic is not like clouded by this other thing that, happened.
Let's move on to fruit nutrition. Let's talk about banana. Sorry. Let's talk about peaches. I'm sorry. Let's talk about kumquats. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, man. Like, Jesus Christ. But if he was going to last 4 hours, it'd have to be what, Viagra and Coke, dude. Because I don't know how else, you keep it going.
Yeah.
I would only be so lucky if someone would last even 30
Holy
minutes.
Lord.
Okay, this is bullshit.
I think Steph and you and I forgot how tough it was to finish with a condom a long time ago. So.
Oh yeah. That's a myth, sir.
But
it's
I
a
like
myth.
how the guy has a mask on. Okay, he can smell how musky it is already through the lens. He's like, this shit smells awful. Like I can see it. Like I visualize it. I need to have my mask on.
Well, we know what he thinks of his job, right? Fuck it. Okay.
He's the only guy that could have his tongue out and no one would know. Yeah.
Were you going to say something, Kim? I'm sorry. You look like you were about to say something.
No, it was just this.
Oh.
The word, was that musty or musky, Stacey? Either way.
Don't we also use the word moist? I smell something moist.
Corrected.
Lord. That's crazy.
Nothing offends me, actually. I'm just playing with you.
No, same. Oh Lord. What did Nate say? Grapes, anyone?
Yeah. No, it didn't. It didn't look like grape at all. It was totally consensual.
Oh,
holy Lord!
I love it. Antonio Scarpita said that's the South American way.
Aren't they Brazilian though?
Yeah.
Yeah, that country's got a lot of people because there's a Brazilian of them. I'm sorry, that's a dad joke.
No.
That's a dad joke, but I had to say it.
Tom Brady landed Giselle.
But Brazil is in South America, so.
Oh, that one's for you, Dan. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, what is the question? I think. Oh man, I forgot the movie. Oh
Lord,
was it Mallrats? So did he come or what?
Oh my Lord!
They were just lucky they didn't have the camera on the other side of the room so they could see his face. Just like,
right.
I just want to know: does he still have a job? Right?
And these are political leaders, so possibly.
We know what they're doing with the text.
Yeah.
We'll have to do the follow up. Like, what is the latest? What is the update?
Did they get their extra lunch money?
Were they applauded?
Are the kids eating any better now?
Yeah, I think as government officials are just like, well, at least he's not on Epstein's plane. So.
Oh. Yes. Good, sir. Oh wait. Anthony had something to say. Come again?
Yes.
Oh my Lord!
What is this? Nate L says, "Looks like Tom has a great idea: hot dogs and tacos."
Holy Lord!
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
By the way, I don't know if there's. I don't know if anyone has ever had a hot dog
May the
taco.
power of
I'm not.
Christ compel you.
So, like, and I don't someone will have to explain hot dogs and tacos.
Tana's like, no.
No,
no.
it's a yes. I just don't know. No, it's a yes. That's all a yes. Except for some of the earlier comments, but it's all a yes. I just don't know what the joke means. How about
Oh man.
okay?
Well,
Oh,
and
this is a good one. He said, "How about the milk on the menu? Kids need their vitamin D. Okay,
yeah, they're vitamin double
Oh.
D. Yes.
Holy Lord.
okay.
Oh boy.
And I don't know if they are going to have Ronnie. You said they have a promising porn career, but if you look at that, that is just shitty director of photography work right there. You can't see anything, and the lighting. I mean, under fluorescence. Jerry, where's the lights? It's always fucking Jerry.
If anything, I do applaud. Like I'm still, I don't like to have sex with all the lights on. If nothing else, I will say I'm impressed by that. They all the lights were on and the camera was rolling, and those are like the things that I would leave it to do.
I wouldn't cast them. Horrible. Horrible.
So yeah, I don't.
Yes, Nate decided to put stunt cock, and that's one of the things you got to watch out for if the lights are off. You just got to make sure there's not some kind of replacement batter showing up.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh, you are nasty.
But anyway,
Oh, so damn
Well, this is not Orgasmo, man. This is not Orgasmo.
It's taking a turn. It's taking a turn.
Right.
Perversion.
Oh yeah.
Oh no perversion here. Just beautiful fun times. Beautiful fun times. So, hey, we're going to do this next thing where we're going to talk about something. Let's all have a chance of this before our next guest comes on.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about what our 3 favorite comedy movies are of all time. Who wants to go first on this one?
I can go first.
Sure.
All right. So I'm gonna say Money Pit with Tom Hanks.
Oh, geez, I forgot about that one. Great.
Yeah, I love that one. I'm gonna say Hollywood Shuffle. Because I love oh dude, when he gets the stuff in his Jerry curl and then they take it away, it's called his activator. It's like, give me my activator. I love that movie. And then the next one, so the next one would be Brewster's Millions with Richard Pryor. I love that movie. I can watch that on repeat almost like every other day.
That is a good one.
I mean, I got more, but I'll just do those.
Oh.
Whoever's next.
And if you have a tie, you can mention it because now you just made me think of a tie. So.
Oh. You want me to think? You want one more then? I don't know.
Go for it. You
Okay,
did those
just
quick.
this last one. I'm sorry. Stir Crazy with Richard Pryor.
That was a good one.
Okay, so whoever's next.
Who's next?
Sure, I guess I'll go. Fine.
Okay.
All right. So my number one favorite movie and my number one comedy is done by Bobcat Goldthwait. It's called God Bless America.
Oh, good one.
I love that. Oh, I think Kim's probably having trouble with sound. Kim? No?
No, I'm speechless. Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah, I messed up his name, didn't I? No, but Goldthwait. Yeah, he wrote and directed a great movie called God Bless America. It's about a guy who's depressed and he's about to kill himself, but then he looks at the TV and goes, "You know what? If I'm going to go out, I'm taking some fuckers with me." And he goes out. Now, a warning to everybody who watches it. Bobcat loves to get people, he loves to divide the audience in the first 5 minutes. So the first 5 minutes, one of the most controversial things in the movie happens. And he's just there to say, whatever fuckers leave the theater, I want you gone. So it's a great movie. Now, the second favorite I got is a beautiful comedy movie called Kingpin.
Oh, yeah.
And I love Kingpin. I mean, I could watch that one over and over again. Just so many great parts. I'm waiting until my kids are old enough, my daughters are old enough, where it's like, here, watch this. This is one of Dad's favorite movies. And of course, God Bless America. I think that's something you got to watch over 21, and you got to realize that killing people is not okay to watch God Bless America. And then for third place now, I'm going to have a tie here, just because you remind me of something. It's Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Ooh, oh. The Dragon!
Or Fear of a Black Hat.
Ooh.
I love Fear of a Black Hat too. If no one's ever seen
I-
Fear of a Black Cat, it is the rap version of This is
Classic.
Spinal Tap. And
Yes.
it's very few people have seen it. It's so good.
I love it, dude.
They
Ice Water.
do.
His name's Ice Water.
Yeah, if you remember 90s hip hop and 90s rap and late 80s, dude, it's perfect. They do the jokes on PM Dawn. I mean, it's all a spoof on NWA, but they also spoof on PM Dawn. They spoof on Who Did
Snoop
Mama's
Dogg.
Gonna Knock You Out?
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J. Yeah, they do like all the characters from that, and it's just like it's so good. Basically, like I said, it's the This is Spinal Tap, but for hip hop, and it's hilarious. Like almost every minute is hilarious. And of course, I didn't have to talk much about Monty Python: The Holy Grail because almost everybody's seen that one. And if you haven't, you have to. It's a bunch of Monty Python skits in a cohesive movie about finding the Holy Grail, and it's just one quick thing I want to say about Monty Python: The Holy Grail. The coconut thing. A lot of people don't know this about the coconuts, the coconut bit. Okay. They wanted to have horses, but this movie would have never been produced. None of the theaters wanted to do it. It was Ringo Starr and some other people that said, yes, we'll give you the money to do it. And they still didn't have enough money for all the horses. So instead they said, let's just have, the person behind them knocking coconuts together, making horse noises. And it became one of the best comedy bits ever. And it was not intended to be that way. They rode in real horses before. So that's mine.
Okay, perfect segue. Oh, I'm sorry, Dana. Perfect segue to that. My favorite comedy of all time, A Fish Called Wanda. John Cleese, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Kevin Kline when they're having sex and he's like screaming out cheeses during sex because she likes to say mozzarella, parmigiana. Oh yeah, oh baby. Like, so funny, so funny.
Oh, yeah.
And second would have to be it's a Bill Murray tie.
Ooh.
Is it Stripes or is it Caddyshack? Like,
oh, that is tough.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tough.
You can
Or
flip
what
a
about
coin
Bob?
because
What about Bob?
yeah, he is brilliant. And when Bill Murray made the turn to dramatic actor and he was brilliant too, you're like, what? Like he's awesome. And then Mel Brooks, History of the World, Part 1, Blazing Saddles.
Oh.
Like it's hard. Like
I
so
really
much
wanted to use History of the World Part 1 in front of an album. I wanted to use that one part where she goes, occupation, philosopher. You mean bullshit artist. I wanted to use that B. Arthur scene so bad, but I knew that I'd have to pay some money for the rights that I did not have.
Well, if you distort it and alter it somewhat.
Yeah.
That doesn't do it justice.
Or Madeline Kahn with the eunuchs. No, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes.
It's good to be the king.
This is a hard question. It's a good question. Like, so like for me, it's odd. Oh, we lost Stacy.
She'll come back.
So like, how do I say? So I would say for me, there's a tie between like Mr. Mom and honestly, Stephen, I'm about to mess all that up. Stephen, Brewster's Millions, I actually used it to write there was a screenplay that I wrote that, still kind of like, I'm still even tweaking to this day. And I just wrote it whenever, but I love the film. Like I own it, but it's so, to try to answer the question, Brewster's Millions and Mr. Mom. Like, I think that Michael Keaton was just so good. Like, but that whole cast, like that whole film is amazing in just everything, just because I'm a big John Hughes fan, and so that was the writing, the directing, like just well done. Then there's like, this may sound odd to people, but like White Chicks with the younger Wayans was really funny. Like it was really like that one caught me off guard because I didn't have a very high expectation.
The toenail scene,
and it turns into this great film. And here's the thing, I don't remember tons, but I just Trading Places will always be like I'm scared to rate things because I feel like I'm gonna go to say like the comedy hell because or comedy movie hell. If I say something is number one, tomorrow something else will be number one. But I loved Trading Places. I still love Trading Places. I just think such Trading Places is so fucking amazing. So well done. And let's see, like I'm trying to do parallels because there's just so much. So Bruce
I always
Lee,
wondered, Dana, if Trading Places was actually inspired by the story of Job.
Oh, Job, the Bible story? I mean,
Yeah.
that's an idea. Like I just
Yeah.
thought,
God
but I
is
mean,
the devil's wager.
I mean, I think so, maybe, but I just thought I love the honesty of it. I love the acting. I loved just I loved that. And then another one from the Eddie Murphy playbook would have to be Coming to America because
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
hell
Oh yeah.
yes.
it's just
Oh
so.
yes, fuck you too.
You know,
Hugo, one of my
just, I mean,
favorites.
I feel like
Hugo.
what he and Arsenio accomplished in that barbershop scene with the makeup and the ability to do multiple characters. Like, I mean, I know that in later in Eddie's career, the Nutty Professor, the Nutty Professor films actually probably made him kind of this more of a crossover success. But I feel like him and Arsenio's work was just powerfully funny.
Brilliant. It was brilliant.
And Coming to America, Coming to America, Bruce's Millions, and honestly, like, because this could go on. I think that Big with Tom Hanks was,
Big is amazing.
it's just a very like. I mean, I know it's someone it's probably like so family friendly, but I just think again, well done. And I will round the list off with Harlem Nights because it was so richly like Harlem Nights was so richly anticipated, and all these things. There's so much that's hugely funny, and then there's the other part of it which we touched on when we talked about the Key and Peele question. Like, you can't get around, for me as a woman of color, the opportunities to see these big stars in these big films do funny things, be amazing, and you have these, and it's just about all, there's all African Americans. But like I said, don't sleep. I'm the 80s kid all day. I'm 16 Candles, I'm Breakfast Club, I'm Card Carrying. Those are two of my favorite films.
Oh yeah.
All the time. But as far as comedy movies, definitely those. I think that Eddie was at some of his best, like even the 48 Hours, but they're not necessarily the highest on my list. But Trading Places, there's just something powerful about it, and it's just fucking funny. Like, he's just like, with that whole scene when they're talking about Wall Street and the G.I. Joe and the pork bellies, and they're explaining the stock market to him. Like, Eddie is just fucking brilliant in giving that back. Like, so those are mine. Kind of a lot there. What do we have? Bruce's Millions, Mr. Bomb, Trading Places.
You also had to love the cameo in Coming to America.
Yeah,
Coming to America, when they did the cameo from Trading Places, when he goes and gives the money to the bench, and it's the two guys from Trading Places. We're back.
Right. Good. Correct. Coming to America was one that I forgot, and just so like, just iconic and funny. Like, I just, oh my god, it was so funny.
Part 2 got delayed due to COVID. It was supposed to be
right. There is, supposed. Yeah, we talked about
because that's staying away from America now.
But have they shot it? I think they shot it.
No, yeah, it's been shot and wrapped. He confirmed that on an interview.
Yeah, on Saturday Night Live.
He confirmed it. So yeah, it was supposed to be out what was it, August, somewhere in the middle of summer, and then they even delayed it. This was before coronavirus was known. And then it just happened that coronavirus happened, and then now it's indefinitely till next year for sure. There's no way that's coming out.
It was going to be theatrical because for whatever reason I thought it was going to come through Netflix, because I think, even though I don't necessarily know if you call Dolomite his movie a comedy,
great movie,
brilliant. But I thought, for some reason, that the Coming to America 2 was going to come through.
It might now.
I thought it was. Yeah.
It might.
I don't want to add it to the list because I've already got too many on the list. But I'm also a sucker for Boomerang, because I felt like it was a great balance. Like we have the rom-coms that we all look to that are more romantic than funny, like the Bridget Jones. But but Boomerang just like funny all around, and then romance all around. Anyway, so
East is the essence.
And then Stacey, why don't you wrap it up for us before our next guest?
Yes.
Okay, my thing is, if a movie's really quotable, it's in the top favorites. Coming to America was one of my favorites. Dana agreed, definitely. Come on, I mean, that is a great line, okay? And Arsenio Hall in drag was great, okay?
Yeah.
But I am really dumb, and you're gonna be able to tell by my movie preferences, like Ace Ventura, but the second
No, that's beautiful.
I have no regrets. That rhino scene is one of the greatest things ever, okay?
Oh no, agree.
Okay?
Yeah.
Look, Mommy, it's having a baby. Like,
put that rhino scene in a loop on my grave.
I have no regrets. And then last is probably Shaun of the Dead because.
Ooh, I love that
Oh
movie too.
yeah, love it.
Oh.
Dubba, 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 dubba.
I'm telling you, if it's quotable, it's good. Okay.
Oh yeah, no.
I
Shaun of the
love
Dead's
how
amazing.
Yeah, but those
the
are
day
probably
the
my top
zombies come.
three. I don't know, but I stick to Ace Ventura.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Ace Ventura is amazing.
You
Dumb and Dumber,
gotta,
the first Dumb and Dumber, also. Oh my god.
Mm.
and you gotta love in Shaun of the Dead how the day the zombies come, he's just so tired, just his normal routine. He's just going through it, not noticing things going around him, like And you got red on you, so.
Oh yeah, great movie.
But come on, I mean, come on, you guys don't ever think like to me randomly. I'll be like, ooh, wakaka. Or is it
Oh,
Chicago? Chicago. Yeah, and then you hear
Quinsu Ocha. What does that
Chicago.
mean? Sorry, white devil, you must die.
Tommy Davidson
Oh,
as
one
the
of the
guy
best.
that throws spears at Jim
One of the
Carrey. The
best.
best scene
Oh,
ever.
yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
The spears.
No, I do love
I
the
love
second
that
Ace
movie.
Ventura. Like a glove. Gotta love that stuff. Well,
Oh yeah.
awesome. Well, that was good. We're gonna bring out our second guest. Hey, Kim,
Yes.
thanks for being with us
Yes.
tonight.
Let's give it up for Kim. Thank you so
Thank
much for joining us.
And
Thank you. Bye bye. We'll see
everybody,
you
make
soon.
sure to
Thank
check
you.
out her Instagram and make sure you're watching when she does shows.
Yes. Thank you, Kim. Thank you.
Our next guest is a magician who's gonna do some magic for us. This
Yes.
is Kelly Spades Hernandez.
Hello. Welcome.
You're muted at the moment, Kelly. And why don't we for the beginning of this focus on him if we can, Stefan?
Oh, I can't unmute him. He has to unmute himself.
Oh, you might be muted right now,
Yeah.
Kelly.
There you go.
Magic. The power
Ah.
of magic, yes.
Ah,
For my first effect, I'll give myself the power of voice.
so before you start, Kelly, is there a way where
Sure.
you can put the one speaker in the big screen and make it Kelly?
Oh, you want me to just make it him?
Yes, make him the big screen.
Oh, man.
We'll call it speaker
Yeah,
view.
how
Like
do
we do
How
in
do
Zoom. Speaker.
I?
So can we put him on speaker view?
By the way,
So-
I can't believe none of you guys mentioned Mr. Mom.
Oh,
no,
I
no,
Oh, you
Dana did.
Okay, good.
You
Okay,
might
good.
have done
I
it.
was like, Michael Keaton is like a national treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch actually Mr. Mom like over and over again when I was a kid, and I don't know why I forgot it, but I loved it. Like I used to
Yeah.
watch that. So one of the ones at the bottom is one where it shows one person bigger than the rest.
Okay.
Yeah, do that one, and then try to highlight it on Kelly. It's like the fourth or third.
No,
one.
yeah, I know. Doesn't.
Okay, now click on Kelly. Okay, so after you had it, then click on Kelly. I think that's how it works. We're gonna try this. Hey everybody, we're trying this for the first time. Enjoy.
Yeah.
No, but you had it. Go back to the view and then click on Kelly. Go back to the one where one person is big. Yeah. Ah, there we go. Cool. Hey, there you go, Kelly.
There. Little help desk improv. All right.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. My name is Kelly Spades Hernandez, as you see right there. I am a magician, and this is my first time on this podcast, and I was like, what am I going to do for these guys? You know, I want to impress them, but I don't know. I have so many ideas. So I thought I'd do kind of a choose your own adventure type thing. I'm going to do one effect, but I'm going to let you guys, you podcast folk, kind of steer where this is going to go. So what I have here is I have 4 envelopes, okay? And I mean, if this doesn't work, I can just do like a stupid card trick, but you guys will be very excited about a stupid card trick. So I'm going to let you guys decide what I'm going to perform. So what you guys can do is you guys are going to pick, starting with Dan, you're going to pick a color. Whichever one you pick, I'm going to not do that effect. So I've got 4 different effects that I can do here. They're all cool, but I want you guys to decide, kind of decide where this is going to go. So Dan, go ahead and pick one of these envelopes, and whichever one you pick, we are going to remove that, and I'm not going to perform that for you guys today. Okay?
All right. Yellow is offending my eyes. Let's bring that away.
Oh, man. So let's see. Whatever's in the yellow envelope, I am not going to perform for you guys. Let's see what's in the yellow envelope. Oh, man. I am not going to. Oh, whoops. That just means that gravity works, folks. That's all that means. All right. This is. I'm not going to perform. Oh, man. This was a good one. I'm not going to perform the Mouth of Wasps. Oh man, this would have been awesome. Basically, what I do is I take about 20 wasps, I put them in my mouth, and I release them one by one without getting stung. And it's kind of interesting how I do this. Is actually trained for it. I actually took some Rice Krispies, put them in my mouth, listen to them snap, crackle, and pop. At the same time, I listened to a sound of wasps on a record. I got at the record store. And actually, I was training for this. I actually got stung, and I was out for like 2 weeks. So what happened was I got the record. I went back to the record store and said, hey, this is the sound of wasp. And the record guy told me, sorry, bro, this is the B-side.
Oh.
All right, I'm not gonna do them about the wasps. Somebody else pick a color who hasn't gone yet.
I guess we can do blue.
Oh, yep.
Blue, are you sure? Is this a democracy or
Let's do it.
You can choose if you want to choose, Dana.
I was actually gonna say blue. I love the color. I love the color, that shade. So I was gonna say blue.
Yes. All right, let's get rid of blue. So I will not be performing tonight in the blue envelope. This happens to be, another classic of Magic. David Blaine doesn't even do this one. The linking rings. Basically, get a bunch of rings and you link them. It's all pretty. Not going to do it tonight, though. That's the one we eliminated. I've got 2 left. I've got the headache-inducing pink and the George W. Green here. So somebody pick one and we'll eliminate it.
Stacy, go for it.
Pick pink.
All right, pink. Okay. So whatever's left, whatever's in the green envelope, that's what I'm going to perform. So what I'm not going to perform is in the pink envelope. So let's see. I'm not going to do.
This is going to be crazy.
I'm not going to do razor eating. Basically, I was going to eat an entire scooter. No. All right. See, I tell terrible jokes, but I the magic is just that much better. So let's see what's in the green envelope. In the green envelope, what I will be performing for you guys tonight on Therapy of the Absurd is, in fact, a card trick. Yay! What are the odds?
What are the odds?
At least like 24. Okay. So I'm not going to do a stupid pick a card trick because that's kind of too hard to follow here. And plus, like I was telling you guys in the green room, I wanted to use some ADA compliant cards so you guys can all see. So what I have here is some giant cards. And you can see there's only 4 cards. Now, how many of you guys have heard of the game 3-Card Monty?
That's the one where you flip around and you try to get one, right?
Right. Well, before that, much like 7-Minute Abs, there was 4-Card Monty. Okay. And people look so much at it, yes, that they actually had outlawed. And I'm going to actually show you the game right here. It's a very simple game. The object of the game is to pay attention to one card. This ace of clubs here is the money card. Okay. And these blank cards here are only they're here to distract you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to fool you. So what I would do if I was playing the game is I would show you one of the cards. Can you guys see that? Okay. Yep. I'd show you one of the blank cards, place it in my pool vest, then take the money card, if I did this right, place it between the 2 blank cards and mix them up. Now, you'd see this from afar and come up and say, oh, that's easy. It's just reversing the order of the cards. And I'd say, okay, where is the ace? Now, if you watch what I was doing, you'd say it's probably in the middle. So I would say, are you sure? And you say, yeah. And I'd say, no, remember the blank cards. They're only there to confuse you. See if the ace has been in my pocket the whole time.
Yeah.
It's better if you drink too. But let's do it again.
Oh yeah, I'll do that right now.
Yeah. I'll put one of the blank cards away. Jeez, you're right material. All right. And this time I'm gonna get the ace and stick it in between the 2 blank cards. I'm gonna shuffle it again. Once, twice, thrice. And this time I'd say bet again, and most people would again bet the middle card because all I did was reverse the order. I love Magic too. Thank you. I bet in the middle, and they'd say, nope, sorry, that's the blank card. Remember what I said about the blank cards? They're only there to confuse you. So at this point, if you were playing, you'd probably be annoyed. You'd probably lost some money. And now, say, hold on, we'll do double. I realize I haven't shown you the back of all of the cards. And this time we're going to switch it up. This time I'm going to have you, instead of having to worry about this card, you're only going to have to find one of the blank cards. So you basically have a 3 out of 4 chance they'd mix up the ace, which is irrelevant because you're just trying to find the blank cards, mix them up like this, and they'd say, okay, find the blank card. Now, where would you bet logically if you were playing? I'll give you a hint. You bet the card on the shoulder.
Yeah, you fooled us. No, we want to know it's in the pocket. You put it in the pocket.
Okay, and you'd go, however, you could have bet any one of these cards if you weren't following, because to see if you were playing for real money, I would never, ever lose. Guys,
I've been bamboozled.
thank you very much.
That was cool.
Cheers.
Damn good job, Kelly.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank you.
I guess, Stefan, if you bring us all back in, we got a
Yeah.
couple questions for Kelly.
Oh,
So Kelly, like, how long you been doing this, and what got you into doing magic?
So when I was a kid, my parents, I think it was, I don't know, they felt bad because they took us to Lake Tahoe and basically left us in our hotel room, and they went to gamble for like 3 days. And there was a magician at one of the hotels. It's a true but sad story, but it's true. I hope my sister's not on this because she's going to go tell my mom. Anyway, so we saw this magician. His name was Jeff McBride. He actually has a school in Las Vegas, and he did this cool show. He was on Star Trek. He does this thing with these different masks, and he does like kabuki and all this cool stuff. And he went into the audience during the show, and he had like an upside down champagne tin, and he had people from the audience hit a bucket. And he went to me, and I hit the bucket, and it made like a hollow sound. And then he had me kind of like how you beckon a dog with like treats. He's like, come to the magic. And I was like, okay. So I got up, I walked up with him on stage, and he basically did this trick on me. It's called the Miser's Dream, where he made it appear like I had coins coming out of all of my orifices. So I had coins coming out of, he would like put his hand in front of my nose, and all these coins would come and go into this bucket, and it made all this noise. And ever since then I was hooked. I remember after that, like I went home, went to the library, Dan, the local Walnut Public Library. I went to the section 798.3, which is like the magic section. And
That's where I grew up.
Yeah, man, I've been a nerd ever since. Shout out to the Nut for those of you that are, I don't know if anyone is from her, but San Gabriel Valley. But ever since then I've been into it. Had all the books. My social life was, I mean, I had a girlfriend, but like still, I was still into like magic, and I took class. I had a mentor. I became a member of the Magic Castle in my early 20s. I've been doing private parties and casino nights for 10 years. It's not my full-time profession, but it's definitely my creative outlet. Definitely gets me, keeps my mind sharp, and I love it. Even talking about it. God bless my wife. She puts up with a lot of my magic. I try not to kill her with card tricks, but yeah, it's definitely, if you accept me, or if you're friends with me, you have to know that like I'm a magic guy. So yeah.
Yeah, if you're the wife of a magician or a musician, you're a beautiful soul.
Yeah.
It's almost like
you put up with it quite a bit.
they need like like they need like a support group like
Okay.
but
Now
I'm
I
cognizant of the
have a
fact.
question. Do you
Sure.
have women throwing themselves at you because
Like you have
you're a
groupies.
magician?
Like magic
Yeah,
groupies.
do you have a groupie? Groupies.
There's been a few instances where I've had people come up to me after shows or whatever, like because I don't always wear my ring because depending on what I'm doing, sometimes it gets in the way. But yeah, there's been instances where like like, can you teach me that, or like like you feel the vibe. So yeah, and it's but
No guys walk up and go, can you make this disappear?
yeah,
Or are they
I
like,
have done a few.
can
few-
you make an orgasm appear?
Yes, I do have magic fingers.
Well, before we go to our next segment, we do have to ask you. You got to tell people, Kelly. Tell them about the Magic Castle, which is closed right now. But tell people about it because you performed there. So let people know what that's about, just in case no one has ever heard of the Magic Castle in LA.
So first, when I say performers, I don't mean like, so there's like the headlining theaters. So I kind of do like, if you're familiar with like the Comedy Store, they've got like the Belly Room and they've got the different smaller stuff. So when I go there, basically it's a place where magicians can go and try out material, and that's kind of what I do. I don't perform at any of the main theaters, but I'm a magician member, and what it is, it's basically like a think of it like if anyone's familiar with the Comedy Store, it's like a comedy store for magic. There's Except every week there's a new lineup of performers. There's always people that go over there. Yeah. There's always people that go and try out material. They go on this little side theaters, and you basically go. You have to get dressed up. There's 4 or 5 different theaters, and you go see a bunch of different performers do magic. They've got 5 bars in there, and yeah, you basically just go and drink a lot and see a lot of magic, and it's a lot of fun. Not many places make you dress up anymore. Like women have to wear cocktail attire, men have to wear coat and tie, no sneakers. So yeah, it's a really cool place. If those of you that haven't been, I recommend you find someone who's a member and have them give you a pass, or you
I need to go. I've never been.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
It sounds like it's when we were talking about it earlier, I'm like totally excited, totally be down to go. And also, like we were talking about Arsenio Hall earlier. Arsenio Hall actually started out as a magician. He was a magician before he became serious about comedy.
Really?
A lot of people don't know that. Like, but I still
a lot of actors.
Yeah. But I just want to share that about Arsenio Hall because it's I remember when he made his first appearance like on Soul Train, it was something he talked about, like the very first time I'd ever seen him on TV. Yes, Arsenio Hall was a magician before comedy.
Steve Martin,
Okay,
Alexander.
I'm gonna say this.
She said this.
Oh no, go ahead.
This.
Sorry. This is
I think we missed it.
This is Sprint, okay? This is Sprint cutting in and out. I was just gonna say, the Magic Castle is a very exclusive place. If you really want to go, by the way, incredible. If you manage to get an invite, you're so lucky. I would recommend following Kelly the other way. Following Kelly to see if you can get some tickets, because even for me, it's really hard to get in. If I get every now and then an invite, I take advantage of it. So follow Kelly, because if that's your closest link to getting in, okay, guys, exclusive.
I went once during this last October when it was set up for Halloween, which was really interesting. It's very crowded then, but it's still worth it. And it's amazing. I mean, if you're claustrophobic, go in the off Halloween season. But it's so awesome to go there.
I will say Halloween is the best time to go. Although this year Halloween is kind of canceled. So, but every year they do a different theme. So it's pretty cool. The castle gets all done up, and they have a cool party, and people get into the costumes. You don't see too many people get into the costumes anymore. And it's not like everything's slutty. It's like these are like serious costumes. Like it's not like slutty Indiana Jones. It's like Indiana Jones with the Hollywood and the full-on costume. Because a lot of these people work in the industry, so a lot of them work with set designers and costumers, and it's like the casting's a place just to go and relax. So you see some cool stuff. So
I saw plenty of Muggles last year, so plenty of them, plenty of people in Harry Potter gear. Oh man,
I'm a Harry Dresden guy for those of you know who that is, but yeah,
you're Harry Dresden.
Harry Dresden.
Harry Potter.
No, his Harry Dresden.
Harry Dresden.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Dresden Files.
Oh, there you go.
Now I gotta look that up.
Yeah, I'm a nerd, dude. I know I look cool, but not really. But I like to read, and the Dresden Files are my book.
Kelly, you don't have to say you're a nerd. You said you were a magician.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Hey, Kelly, you want to hang out with us while we talk about some idiot or some Ask Reddit stuff?
Sure, if you'll have me, I'd be happy to stay.
Yeah, let's see if you dig this, okay? We'll probably have you read one. In fact, let's have you read the very first one, which I'm sharing now.
Okay.
And so these are Ask Reddit of the Week. George Carlin said, think of how stupid the average person is and realize half of them are stupider than that. Real life examples. Why don't you read that first real life example there, Kelly?
Okay, this is from False Alarm, everyone. There is a considerable overlap between the intelligence of the smartest bears and the dumbest tourists. Yosemite Park Ranger and why it's hard to design a bear-proof garbage can.
It's exactly that. Like you could put instructions on the side. Kelly and I, we know some engineers, and even there at the bathroom, they have to have signs up that say "Don't pee on the floor." And yeah, it's surprising. Please wipe up after yourself. And this kind of shows why is that there are just some things people won't get. You could put a handle on the side of a garbage can that you'd have to pull to open it with instructions that tell you how to do it. And people would be sitting there going, your trash can don't work. Good men don't work.
Okay. Look. I'm just gonna play the devil's advocate, but those baby proofing stuff, that shit is fucking hard to figure out. Like, I'm like, how do you open this? I'm like Patrick with SpongeBob with the lid. Patrick, the lid.
Stacy, you're not
I don't
supposed to
know.
have ibuprofen and vodka in the same night.
That is true.
Oh yeah, some of the childproof stuff can be a little tricky. Yeah, I had the hardest time opening
think
up
it's
the
pretty
special diaper
complex.
bullet trash can crap.
I mean, I know, but back when we used to smoke in high school, we used to always remove the childproofing on lighters. You know, that middle thing
Right.
on lighters. How many of you know about lighters anymore? But you used to like we'd put a key underneath it, pop it up, and then give it to our little brother, because that was funny. What he would do with it. Oh man, little pyro. All right, who wants to read this next one?
I can read the next one. All right, let's see here. Replay, I guess, is the person who did it. The woman that called into a radio station to complain about the deer crossing signs on a highway, saying that the deer will see the sign and consider this place a safe place to cross the road.
Jesus. It's like Larry David right there.
This reminds me of Stacey talking about going yesterday or last week. She was still in Virginia, as she is now. And the scariest thing about driving through Virginia, Utah, or certain place in the back is you see all these deer crossing sign, and then you see their eyes on the side. Like, is this the asshole that's going to take my car out? And this lady thought that no, the deers can read. They'll think that this is the place to cross. They put a crosswalk for deers here in the highway.
Here's what's funny. Like, I feel like who knows whether deer can read English, but I think that it's funny because I'm like, I wonder what is a deer thinking when they see a sign and they're like, is that me? Is that supposed to be me on that sign? Is that my picture? Like, I'm wondering if deers could talk, like, what would they be saying about the crossing sign? But yeah, that's like, yeah, look, is that us? Like, is that us? I don't know. I just thought about it though. Like, that's so funny to me. Like, what if they could read English?
Anthony put in the comments one that I've also seen on Reddit. What about when someone called a cop station asking to test their meth? There was someone that actually called a cop station to say, hey, can you tell if my meth is real? Because I don't want to get ripped off.
Jeez.
That's so funny.
That really happened. All right, who wants to read another one?
I'll check out another one. I'll read it. Let's see.
Here you go. It's for tomorrow.
Oh, let me see. 40-year-old noob. Okay. On 9/11, the general manager called his daughter, who was attending ASU. I don't know if that's Arizona State or Alabama State, but ASU, to wake her up and make sure she saw what was going on. The customer service manager said, it won't be on her TV yet. Arizona is 2 hours behind us.
Jesus.
Yes. By the way, if you ever hear of a natural disaster, if you're in a time zone that's behind it.
Oh, somebody's got a fire.
That was so hot. You set off my smoke alarm. Sorry.
Oh man.
Yeah. Hold on.
That's all right, guy. Obviously, 9/11 jokes are not cool with Kelly's fire alarm.
Right.
Right.
They're like, hey, man. By the way,
man, too soon.
I remembered that it's tomorrow. If anyone's wondering, I remember. So yes, time zone jokes.
That's a good one. Oh, that's funny.
All right, and am I reading the last one, or is someone else reading the last one? I guess I'll be reading. I don't know. Do
you want me to read it?
I'll read it. I'll read it. Let's see.
Okay.
Just scroll down a web. Oh, because this one's personal to me. Just scroll down a web page or Facebook feed and look at the ads. Things like only 2% can solve this puzzle. Shit like that. Those ads get posted so much because they actually work on a lot of people. This is true. I try to ignore them. I have Facebook friends that go, hey, put in your zodiac sign and we'll tell you about you on Facebook. Yeah, this bot will say, what your personality is. Or only 2% can solve this puzzle. And it's just like, oh, they put numbers instead of letters. Big deal.
Comment when you see it, and it's like some stupid picture of like, 5 things, and they're the same thing, and you basically stare for an hour like an idiot, and then you're like, Jesus.
Okay, I have to admit, I don't even understand what they're trying to say here. Those ads get posted so much because they actually work on a lot of people. That
so
people are not in the 2%, or that they are.
So I think what these are started by is those people that.
Oh my
so
God.
basically, it says that if you do this, you're in the upper 2% of smart people.
Right,
but really,
right,
it's a simple task. It's a very simple task. So basically, it's to fool people that think they're smart that aren't actually smart, that just fall for it. And I think they're started by those people. Have you ever had someone that asks you for a friend? You friend them. The next thing you get in your messenger, have you heard about Cash Call?
No. Yeah, well, okay. I'll roll with it. I don't like the way. I don't know, the way that it's worded is kind of weird. They work on a lot.
But it's
So-
also for me,
There's like the scam works on people. The fact that these ads are scamming, and is that what they're saying? That it works.
The fact that people believe that because they could solve the puzzle, it makes them smart.
Yeah.
Like in the upper 2% of smart people.
Like a simple algebra equation, like x plus 2 equals 8, solve for x, and they're like, oh, I must be a genius now. Like, wow, I figured this out. Like, yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, a lot of times I think it's there to fish for whoever comments back on it. There's someone watching those comments and going, okay, I'm going to sell them this thing. Or, have you heard about, I don't know, sex toys for your home or something like that, or something. One of those ones, I don't know how many of you have actually had that happen to you where so whenever someone gives me a friend request, I first go to their profile and I see what they've posted. Some of them are really good at just posting a bunch of stuff. The minute you friend them, they go, hey, did you hear about the retirement program, blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, oh, gosh, right away. Right when I friend you, it's obviously some MLM stuff.
Right. I don't really. I'm very.
I had a strange one. I had a strange one on what was it, Facebook? Right? They're like, I don't know how they knew friends of friends or whatever, and then I friended them, and then I immediately get a message. So timeshares. Like what?
That was me. Sorry, man. That was me. I'm sorry.
And then the other one that I've been getting lately, which is crazy, it says friends of friends. Okay, so I accept, and then no BS, not even a day, and I get a, hey, so how you doing? Oh, okay. What are you up to? What do you know about Bitcoin?
I mean, there was one because I'm new to Instagram, so there was one that and I like to play with these people. By the way, I will waste their time. If you ever do this to me, I will respond back to you with things that will never get you where you want. So someone went, "Hi, what's your pictures look really cute. Would you like to share nude pictures?" And I'm like, "Do you mean of my feet?" And then I sent them a picture of just my feet. And they go, "Ooh, those are nice feet. Do you have the blah 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 app?" And I go, "No." And no, but why should I have it? And they start giving you explanations, and you go, "Is that so that I can ATM my goober fish?" And they're like, "What?" Because usually they're bought. The beautiful one is when they use the broken English, where you're like, "What part of Russia are you in?"
Right, like, yeah, I give you credit. You have more time on your hands. I run from it whenever. Yeah, that's a lot of time. A lot of time.
No, that's definitely what you want to do. Telemarketers, screw with them. Screw with them as much as you can. Like, have you heard about the new blah, blah, blah? Can you tell me, is that going to help me with my lawn? No. And they just keep talking. They have to stay on the phone. That's their rule. Until you hang up.
The closest thing to royalty we're going to talk to, it's usually a prince from Nigeria.
And you all know one day we're going to hear that one, we're going to see that one newspaper. I got a friend at work that says all the time, Kelly has heard him say it too. This newspaper where, we're going to find out there's a Nigerian prince that died depressed because he couldn't give away his fortune.
Hey, that's facts, dude. I've gotten so many messages with that. That's insane.
And by the way, those ones, if you look at them, they're made purposely bad, purposely with broken English and bad grammar, because they are targeting people that fall for exactly that, and that's one of the most predatory things you could do. Is I'm
Have
going
you
to
guys
target the stupid.
I mean, 90 Day. There's a show called 90 Day Fiance, and
I
these
love
women are like,
that.
yeah. Well, these women go to Nigeria to meet these dudes. I'm like, all right. You think he really loves you, or he wants like a green card? It's like these, not the most attractive of women, like chain smoking 50-year-old with like, tattoos, marrying this like 30-something-year-old guy. It's like, dude, who's conning who? Like,
I think they're earning the green card. I'm just gonna say if that's the
yeah, like,
situation.
I mean, I feel bad for these guys, man.
Holy
Hey,
shit.
hey, if you've done that for your green card, you earned it.
Oh, I
If
agree
you
with
try
that.
to marry
Yeah.
a man with no neck, you earned that green card, girl. You do your thing, okay? Like,
Yeah. You marry some clown and fake tanner with fake hair,
no.
you earned it.
Let him stay, yeah.
Oh my.
I haven't even watched the actual show, but I've seen like snippets on like TikTok and online, and I'm like, why haven't I been watching this? Like,
Oh,
this is great TV. I need dirty trash TV,
I mean,
and this is how dirty I'll get.
at this point, we pretty much ran through all
Sergio,
the quality stuff, right? So we're at a point now where we've gone through all the quality TV, and now we're just like scraping the barrel. And now it's like we're at the reality TV. It's like, pretty soon we're gonna start watching reruns of like Road Rules and like the Real World, like seasons 1 through 5, because we're just like there's nothing to watch, dude. Like, we're gonna be watching like Yo Mama from MTV back in the day, dude, with Wilmer Valderrama and stuff. I don't even know, like, it's,
let's do Road Rules with hidden cameras, and they pick up every hitchhiker they find.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you're gonna run into Texas Chainsaw Massacre up in that mud.
Yeah,
Like,
like
fuck that.
Becomes Diary of a Serial Killer, next thing you know.
Oh no, yeah. You ever seen that classic
That's
80s movie with Rutger Hauer called The Hitcher?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Fuck that
Didn't they
shit.
remake
but
Now
I
you
will
got.
always remember Blind Fury.
Yeah, they remade it with Sean Bean. Yeah, they did.
what
That
about
one, that
Hobo
one's
with a
pretty good.
Shotgun?
Oh, I love Hobo with a Shotgun.
Hobo with a Shotgun was, a lot of
That's
plot
true.
development there. Yeah.
Grindhouse. He has to decide
Yeah.
between buying a lawnmower and a shotgun.
Yeah. It was the grapes of wrath of our generation, man.
I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
But yeah, we're like, I mean, at least for us, we've watched all the Netflix shows, we've watched everything, and now we're just like, there's nothing. Like, I'm watching like Destination America, like I don't know, I'm watching Pluto TV now because there's like,
Wow.
I'm not getting any novellas. I don't
I
know.
want to check out Pluto, but I want to find out, like, is there anything good on Pluto TV? Now, speaking of TV, Stefan, I just learned that one of my favorite actors is on The Boys, and so I'm considering watching Laz Alonso.
Oh, okay. The guy, I think he plays the guy
Mother's
that's like
Milk.
Flash.
Mother's Milk.
Mother's Milk. Oh yeah,
Mother's
he's
Milk.
good on the show. He's
Yeah,
really
I just happened to see Instagram live with him talking about it with somebody, and I was like, oh, and the only reason it caught my eyes because definitely he's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, no, he's good on that show. The Boys. So far, I'm on the. I think today the 4th episode finally came out for The Boys, or it's tomorrow. I forget.
Season 2,
And
right?
yeah, season 2 right now.
Mhm.
Season 2 right now for The Boys. They released 3. I think it's 3 episodes for season 2 so far. Fridays is when the 4th episode comes out. I got it mixed up with the other show that I love. So right now, if you don't have anything to watch, HBO still has a special on HBO Max for $11 a month for a year.
And what they did with the special, just to cut in on you, is they let the rest of us who already had they let us save bucks. So those of us who already had the $14.99, we were able to go back in and use the code and drop down. But I totally dig HBO Max. But I'm totally invested in Mrs. Maisel right now. Like, that's what I'm watching. I'm on episode 5 or 6 of season 4. Just because I wanted to see Sterling Brown's performances in this season. I just wanted to see what they were doing. And so just excited. I feel like that's kind of where I'm stuck right now. I'm watching the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Nice.
So for those of you,
Stacy.
I was just gonna say, I've had so many people talk about The Boys that it's officially on my next to watch list. But the one thing that sold me was, did any of you guys watch You're the Worst on FX FXX at some point?
I
Okay.
don't think I've seen that
If
one.
you like raunchy, really dark comedies that you should be watching when your kids are asleep, You're the Worst is the greatest.
Okay, I'm
Like,
checking it out. You
I've
already
never
sold me.
realized
You're the worst is the greatest. That's a tagline.
And it's the girl from the show is now on The Boys, and that's the only reason I'm gonna go watch it.
Okay. You're talking about the new chick with the lightning and shit, right? Is that what you're talking about?
With
The new
black hair. She has red hair on You're the Worst, but she has black hair and I think a buzz cut on the side.
Yeah,
on
that's
The
the new
Boys,
lady that
watch.
yeah, that's the new superhero, female superhero who joined the Boys.
I haven't watched season 2 yet.
It's in the trailer. It's in the trailer.
I don't watch trailers of something I know I'm going to watch.
Then you get a hot poker in the eye, sir.
I don't watch trailers of something I know for sure I'm going to watch it. I just don't want to do it.
That doesn't tell you anything. It's just telling you that's a female superhero. That's all.
By the way, for everyone in the comments, Ronnie was the only one that was right. This was the first time I couldn't hold my beer the whole show. I had to run over to the restroom. I'm sorry, everyone.
He's sitting there.
It was so unprofessional, but I was like, here. I don't know if you guys noticed. I was doing this in the camera. Like
I did. I was like, he's got a piss so bad.
And I didn't have a bathroom here because I'm not done with this cup yet. Otherwise, this would be full.
Then you'd be like, why isn't Dan's hands above the desk?
Yeah, then he's drinking his. That's gross.
He is so polite. He stepped out instead of doing it under the video.
Yes, thank you for not letting us watch you wiggle and be like, oh.
The real MVP, Dan.
Hey,
the real one.
I did hear someone once say if you shake it more than 3 times, you're playing with it.
It's 3 shakes is all it takes.
But I thought it was really inappropriate to hear that from an infant care instructor.
Well, my dad used to yell that across the room in the movie theater bathroom. I'd be using the bathroom in the movie theater, and before he closed his door to leave, he's like, "Hey, buddy, 3 shakes is all it takes. Any more than that, you're playing with it. All right, let's go." It's like, oh, okay.
By the way, for our viewers out there, you're not supposed to shake the babies. It's not going to get them used to roller coasters. Remember that. So
wow, like oh my god, it's time for us to go. So Dan, actually, I think you probably were on point. Normally we would be saying our goodbyes.
Your exit was just on time.
Yeah, your exit was just on time. Like you're probably a minute early. Like
Yeah, I was trying to hold out to the end, and then it was just like it was a buildup. It's like someone shook a Coke bottle, and put a Mentos in it.
You giving me enough to have nightmares. So I'm good. I'm good. I was trying to gracefully get us out of there. And you took us first.
No, I'll bring you back. Bring you back down to the deep. Hey, Kelly, thanks for coming by.
Yes, thank you, Kelly.
Doing
thank you guys.
A great trick for us. I love both tricks you do. For those of you who didn't catch it, he did 2 tricks.
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did. And it was awesome.
Yes.
Because he was going to do the card trick the whole time with those special cards.
I don't know, man. I mean, I had those wasps ready. You just, they're under the table over here. So
can we see them? Can we see the wasps?
You're very welcome.
No, don't do that.
No?
You're not revealing the wasp.
Yeah, we're good.
But yes, and then thanks for hanging out with us for our last segment. And anybody that wants to hire Kelly for a show when, it seems safe to, but I mean.
Zoomgician as well, but you can contact me on my website below. I'm also on Instagram, Kelly Spades. But yeah, thank you guys for having me. It was my pleasure. So yeah, thanks.
Woo!
And everybody, thanks for the comments. Thanks for everything
Kelly.
going on tonight. Thanks for watching. And usually we do a call out to everybody, but we see a lot. Hey, there's somebody that commented a lot this time that's came to the show new. This is Anthony Villa. I'm sorry if I say it wrong. Viriel. I hope I said that right. Yes. So glad to see him. By the way, make sure you look him up in case you need a really damn good dubstep DJ at any function. He's awesome. Right. So
and for
you'll
any
find
other
him on Facebook.
Any other first timers, and thank you, Anthony. But any other first timers, thank you, and then thank you, everybody, our regulars. So many
our regulars.
Great engagement. I see so many great folks. All right, you guys.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Good night.
Lights on.